The third line area, the area that is here in yellow, who can spike inside the area. Generally, spiking and throwing the ball are two different things, okay? Because spiking is usually the ball that is going over the net towards the floor, and throwing, you can throw from under the net line. I will show you in a second what I mean. So generally, every player can throw the ball over the net, but front row players are the only ones that can spike the ball when it leaves the hands of the player, when the entire ball is over the top of the net. All the other players, if one of the players in the back row comes inside the third line area, she can throw the ball or spike it as long as the ball is not entirely over the net. The next thing is spiking above and under the net. Here I will show you the difference, and you can see the part from the catchball rules. Okay, rule number 13, you can read it right over here. A back row player cannot complete an attack, throw or spike from the front zone. The ball from her hands is entirely above the top of the net. And here you can see the example. This is a ball entirely over the net. You can see the space between the ball and the top of the net. This is okay for only the front row players. Back row players and libero cannot throw the ball like this. When talking about the libero, we will talk about it more later. The libero is the only player that cannot spike or throw the ball when it's entirely over the top of the net from every place in the court. It doesn't matter if she's standing in the back row or in the front row. She cannot throw the ball or spike the ball over the net when it's entirely over the top of the net when it leaves the hands. It doesn't matter if she makes a jump or a throw from standing on the floor, as long as the ball is not entirely over the net. This is over the net, and this is a ball that you can see that the player is about to throw or spike the ball when it is under the top line of the net. You can see that it is not entirely over the top of the net. Again, I'll show you the previous picture. This is entirely over the net, and this is not entirely over the net. Again, a front row player can throw a ball or spike a ball as she likes, over the top of the net, under the top of the net, it doesn't matter. But a back row player cannot spike the ball or throw the ball when it leaves her hands, when it is entirely over the net. And a libero player cannot spike or throw the ball from anywhere in the court when it's entirely over the net. What happens when a player jumps? I'll show you here. Okay, let's say player number 6 is with the ball. Okay, I'll put the ball here in front of her. What happens if she jumps when her feet are behind the 3-meter line, third line, and lands when her feet are in front of the line? It's okay because she jumped behind the line. If she jumps here and lands here and the ball is thrown over here, it's okay. But if she stepped on the line or was entirely inside the area with the ball and then jumped and the ball was all entirely over the net, this is a foul, because don't forget that she is a back row player. Okay, only the front row players can spike inside the area when the ball is entirely over the net. It doesn't matter if they jump or not, because there are also very tall players that they don't need to jump too much, so they can pass the ball when it's entirely over the net. But remember, a back row player can jump behind the line and land inside or on the line and throw the ball before she lands. This is okay. But if she steps on the line or jumps inside the area with the ball and then lets it go, spikes it or throw it, and she's already in the area, this is a foul if the ball was all above the top of the net. The libero limitation. The libero can throw the ball or spike it where she wants. It doesn't matter. Let's say this is the libero in position 6. She can spike or throw the ball. It doesn't matter if she jumps or not, but it doesn't matter where she stands on the court. If she stands here or stands here or sends here, the ball cannot be entirely over the top of the net when she throws it or spikes it. The pros and cons of spiking from the back line. Well, spiking from the back line of the court, you will not see it too much in catchball. It's mostly seen in volleyball because there you have much taller players that can jump and spike the ball much harder and with more velocity. I don't think you will see too many moves like this. Most of the spike, the good spikes, mostly be from the front line, okay, front zone. I'm letting you see again the entire ball over the net and a ball that is not entirely over the top of the net.